The system in Ghana is working against us. We complain and complain, and yet nothing changes. The leaders are not taking us seriously, and some of us are really suffering under this economy. I grew up in a home. We were not rich, but my dad made sure we had all that we needed. My siblings and I went to good schools and we didn't lack anything. But then Daddy died. He came back from work one day and complained of a headache. The next day, the situation got worse and we had to rush him from one hospital to the other. As they kept telling us, there weren't enough beds available. In the end, he died in the car. It's been years since that incident and I still get flashbacks. I know for sure that if he had gotten space at any of the hospitals, he would still be alive. The entire system has become a death trap. Just pray that you don't get sick. So fast forward, my mom had to take over running the house. She was a janitor in a small company where she received very little pay. Being an industrious woman, she added a side hustle to earn extra income. Whenever she was done with her janitorial work, she would hawk on the streets till evening. Although she was doing her best, her income streams were still not enough to keep us afloat. My parents had 5 children, 4 boys and 1 girl. Mom started borrowing money, selling her jewelry and clothing, and doing just anything to make her survive. She used to be a very pretty woman, but stress has taken all her beauty away. Her appearance changed totally. She would often complain of body pains. Today it was her neck, another day her back. We managed with painkillers for some time, but it got worse and we feared we would lose her too. The doctor said she needed to stop hawking and rest. She was advancing in age and it was affecting her health. But our school fees needed to be paid. We had to eat. There were utilities to be paid. So mom had to go back to hawking. She got weaker and weaker. My sister started helping her in selling during vacations, but we didn't like the idea. She was barely a teenager and we felt she was too young. When COVID hit Ghana in 2020, the company my mother worked for as a janitor closed down. They didn't need her services anymore. Our dear mother passed away in July 2020 during the height of COVID. I was a first-year student at the time and I am the firstborn. My siblings were in high school and junior high school when we became orphans. My uncles adopted my younger siblings, but things were never the same for them. They had to move to less expensive schools and would often call me complaining of being hungry or sacked for school fees. I couldn't concentrate on my books. I was lucky that I myself could study on scholarships, as if all of that was not enough. One of my uncles called and told me that the cost of living has become unbearable. He is complaining that he cannot even take care of his own family, so I should come for my younger brother and only sister. When school is on vacation, I perch with 5 friends in a single room around town. There's literally no space for my siblings. My uncle said I'm 20 years old and I should stop schooling so I can look for a job. I can't do that. If I should drop out of school, I would lose my scholarship. There's even no guarantee that I will get a job in this economic hardship. I mostly eat once a day. Sometimes I don't even eat the whole day. Sometimes my roommate gives me a little money to send to my siblings. Taking chocho used to be cheap, but now I can't even go visit them because of the high cost. Because it's expensive and they keep increasing fares. And it's not just me. Almost everyone is complaining of the economic hardship in the country. One of my course mates told me that he has some sugar mummies who are very rich. He sent my pictures to some of them and they say they are interested in me. The first one that got in touch is a woman in her mid-40s. She says she likes me and she will take very good care of me if I am willing to fulfill her fantasies. Some of the things she told me over the phone scared me. But at this point, I would do anything to get money to take care of my younger siblings. The mommy said she's a female dom and she wants me to be her sex slave. She says she's into pegging, kissing, and even scat. She's not Ghanaian and she will be meeting me in person this weekend. The weekly money she has offered to give me if I am able to fulfill her fantasies is mouth-watering. She mentioned the money in dollars, and when I convert it to Ghana cedis, it will completely change the lives of my siblings and I. My friend who linked me to the sugar mommy drives a car and wears expensive things. I thought he was from a good home, not knowing this is how he gets the money. As a firstborn, I want to sacrifice for my younger siblings. My parents sacrificed for us. They tried to do the right things all the time, and in the end, they died because of it. Maybe doing the right thing in another country will bring you success, but in this Ghana, you will die and not enjoy the fruits of your labor. So I have thought long and hard about this and decided that this is the way to go. When life gives you lemon, you have to make lemonade. This isn't something I would have thought about in the past place, but this is what the situation demands. I blame Ghana's economy for this decision I have taken and for what I am about to start doing.